and welcome to another mystery video. Today we're looking at Preservation Evoker in Midnight Alpha. Now remember, all this stuff is brand new. I'm really hoping, there's a lot of feedback for a lot of things going around, but ideally the reason they've released it so early is to get our feedback. So my job today is to let you know what's happening with Pres Evoker in the alpha. You've seen my short and you've come across about some evokers are not happy with the changes. I think it's early to say, but we'd love to get your feedback, so let's talk about it. Now, I always start... Ooh, that was very weird. I always start this video by looking at the developer notes to help you get a bit of a rundown of what's happening. So, for our Pres Evoker, we are affected by Chrono Warden, so there's a new talent, Chrono Boon, so tip the scales, cooldown reduced by 30 seconds. Overclock, Chrono Flame's maximum damage or healing increased by 40%, up to 350%. Energy Cycles, Temporal Burst grants Essence Burst for 6 seconds. Golden Opportunities and Redesigns now increases the effectiveness of Echo by 10% or the duration of Prescience by 15%, or if you're playing Org. And then, of course, Flame Shaper had some big changes removing Engulf, and therefore we now have 2 Dream Breaths. There's a Essence Wall comes through, which Dream Breath and Fire have a 50% chance to generate Essence Burst. Twin Flame, consume Essence Burst, fires Twin Flame, healing or damaging your target for 390%. Fire Torrent, Twin Flame bounces up to 2 additional targets. And then, of course, we've changed out. We've lost Engulf, Flame Simon, and Red Hot. So really here, and like if you've seen the dev video, it's really changed not having Engulf, and around that, I was going to explain here, called Consume Flame is being redesigned. So we also have a new talent in Pres called Legacy the Life Bomber, where Dream Breath gets that additional target I was talking about. And then Consume Flame is redesigned. So Verdant's Embrace Healing consumes 4 seconds of Dream Breath, and then detonates it and then heals them. Or Emerald Blossom consumes 2 seconds of Dream Breath, and then detonates and heals them. And same in Devastation, Pyre and Disintegrate. So once you've got that hot running, you can then double down by either using your Verdant Embrace and your Emerald Blossom. Anything else here? Unravel, that's on the side. Okay, let's have a look. So let's go down to what they've done. So Preservation gameplay has always revolved around planning large healing moments and rotating a series of powerful cooldowns and deliver healing. We would like to simplify, keyword of midnight, the planning gameplay by lowering the number of cooldowns they are juggling and changing one of the largest healing moments, Life Bind. They have changed Life Bind. So one of the biggest things is you would throw down your anomaly, and then you would Verdant Embrace and get that heal, and it would hit everybody. To compensate lost power, their bread and butter healing spells would be more effective, particularly Emerald Blossom, Verdant Embrace, and Dream Breath. We're also making several quality of life adjustments. Dream Breath's range is increased by 40 yards, so it's much bigger now. Dream Flight, you can't die. This is now protects. I actually haven't checked if it's actually immortality. And they can have the option to talent to a ranged version of Verdant Embrace. So you can actually have it now that you don't fly to your target and Echo yourself goes on, which I think is kind of neat. The end goal of President Style is delivering healing in a more intuitive and easy to pick up while still unique and dragon-like. So we Apex talents they have done. It's called Maritha's Blessing, which is kind of cool. So Essence abilities have a chance to infuse your next reversion with the power of Green Dragonflight, upgrading to Maritha's Blessing. It springs a bloom of life from your target, healing and up to 5 allies. Blooms heal your primary target multiple times if no one is injured. So I can show that here if we go into Dream Breath here. My reversion changes to Blessing, and it just goes to middle. You can see it. Look at it bounce. Pew, pew, pew. So it's a little bouncing, which is kind of cool. Reversion protects allies. Reversion 2 to 4% of all damage taken instead. Dream Breath's instant healing is increased by 125%, and Dream Breath has a 100% chance to grant the blessing. So these are the 3 Apex talents. There's a whole lot of new talents because I think they're changing a lot of the stuff here. So Dream's Simulacrum, Verdant Embrace healing is increased by 40%. In addition, it no longer causes you to leap, and sends a dream version of yourself to the target. It's a choice node. New talent, Wings of Liberty. Verdant Embrace may be used up to 3 times within 5 seconds with no cooldown. That's cool. I don't know if you've even talented that one. Twin Echoes. Casting Emerald Blossom causes your next Echo to cast an additional ally. Should be good, I guess, for raid. Into Flame. For 15-20 seconds after casting Stasis or Dreamflight, your healing over time is increased by 60%, and your chance to cause Essence Burst increased by 100%. I think that Inner Flame may have been the tier set. I know the Inner Flame was a big part of the Season 3 dev. I'm a dev player. I'm just trying to give you advice. Field of Dreams has been redesigned. Now causes every other Emerald Blossom to have a 100% chance for one of your fluttering seeds to grow into a new blossom. Empath has been redesigned. Now functions with all empowered spells. Spirit of Clarity has been redesigned. Now reduces the cooldown of Dream Breath by 10 seconds. All increased healing by 5%. Lifebind now transfers 6% of healing, was 40%, and can no longer be echoed. And I think that's the biggest part, not being able to echo Lifebind is where that combo came with Anomaly. And it's moved to Gate 1. Verdant Embrace is buffed. Emerald Blossom is buffed. Deep Breast Cone Size is buffed. Status and Dreamflight now choice node. Dreamflight healing crit by 25%. Healing outside of raid is 250%. That's crazy. So trying to get it more used in outside of raid. Dreamflight now absorbs damage you take while flying up to 100% of your max in health, so there's that buff. Titan's Gift now causes Essence Burst to increase the effectiveness. Dream Breath now has a different icon. Several talented positions have changed, and they've removed Circle of Life, Emerald Communion, and Spirit Bloom. And this is where Milk and my guild said, "What the hell have you done to my class? It's dead." So this has been definitely a big part of a cooldown they've lost. And I think Spirit Bloom kind of becomes and fits in nice to the Mythira's Blessing. That's kind of replaced. I think you just lost Communion, honestly. See you later. So that's kind of what it looks like. So let's bring up the talent tree here. Chrono Warden, I really, people play it like it's really about just buffing your living, those empowering, your 3 Chrono Flames. It's really a lot more now around trying to use your living flames as much as possible. And I actually prefer to heal as Flame Shaper. I mean, your choice here, what you think. Again, you guys might be more experienced than Pres. I'd love you to help in the comments and let me see stuff here. But, here it's Verdant Embrace heals for additional 30%. Fridge heal and time buff Verdant Embrace. Echo is more effective. I just look at this stuff. It's just like, cool. I'm just doing my normal healings and I get a buffed Chrono Flame. We'll have a look at them both. And then Flame Shaper, I think the best thing here is you get additional Dream Breath. So, you got all these cool buttons now. I think, Echo, you're pumping Essence, getting that Echo into targets. Unfortunately, I don't have any raid frames. I'm going to Living Flame here, which is their standard. I then send out, I can send out my Anomaly, apply Echo at everyone, and then I can do these massive, look at the size of these Dream Breath, boom. And then if I need to double down, I can then do the Mythira's Blessing. I also then have my Emerald Blossom, which I can heal onto targets. It just feels like you have less buttons and you're trying to use your Emerald Blossoms more and your buff reversions to heal as your regular. That's kind of what you're duplicating and playing with compared to having those extra cooldowns that we've now lost. Does it feel weird? I think having at least the new Mythira's button fixes that double up. It's hard to show you, I guess, in how much it's going to heal. Like, let me look at... I got 3 Emerald Blossoms there, which is massive. Does it fix the single target issue? I feel like for me, when I play Pres in dungeons, I really find it difficult. I think it didn't address for me the actual problem with Pres, which is I don't like the single target healing in raid. You're just popping echoes and everyone and duplicating, trying to do big breaths, trying to do dream flights, get that all going. It's much easier, I think, in single target healing. It feels very lackluster trying to use your aversion. Maybe that's why you're trying to play Chrono Flame, because you're probably going to do more living flames on the target. I don't know if I can show you the echo. It will jump across there. So, like, not much really has changed from Pres, except we've just lost 2 buttons and added an extra proc, right? That, I guess, a lot of people use a temporal into a verdant. That's probably going to change into something else. There we go. Saw my verdant jump across, which is kind of cool there. Yeah, look at the talent here. I mean, Stasis into Dreamflight. Like, maybe Dreamflight's going to be more used. It was recently buffed with all this. I think it's, maybe more playable than our Stasis now. Because Stasis, like, what do I put in my Stasis? It used to be like, Stasis into Temporal Anomaly, into Dream Breath, into Spirit Bloom. We haven't got that, you know what I mean? So trying to use this, which I think is cool for the gameplay of the dragon. We should be doing that kind of stuff than just these flowers. I think it's very druidic, the flowers. There are actually any healing mobs. I don't even think there's any healing training dummies. That's in Dornagol, right? So I can't even show you that. Oh yeah, the class seems... I don't know. It's hard to tell it's not a Pres, right? I think I think the issue here was you need to change the single target healing. I think everyone I talk to when I talk about Pres Evoker is that single target healing. I think removing a couple AoEs, that doesn't really phase me that much. I think maybe it plays better with some of these talents that I said that came through and you could work through a nice combo. I know that the Vertebrace combo was so good with normally, and that's what made Evoker fun. And I'm worried you've taken that out, and then players are a bit fearful what it's going to become. You know, Chrono Flame, like Flame having two, and then you play Chrono Flame, and it's like, I guess I don't have the cool 2 Dream Breaths, you know, but this time I'm getting these massively empowered Chrono Flames, which they like look cool having the invested across here. If we're going to send stuff and then have it empowered Chrono Flames, it's going to like bust across. What if I can get... How do I get the proc for the... There you go. My Chrono Flame procs look really cool when they happen. The free echoes, which are really good for, you know, getting this free duplicate out. We're having so many free casts here, you know? I'm just dumping echoes onto my team, throw a reversion on them all, you know? I just feel like the coolness of the dragon when Dragonfly came out was great. I just don't think this class plays very well as for a new player. You're playing this for experienced player. I think you've just stripped the thing they enjoyed the most. I think though it's still very playable. I think the changes are still just make, like I said, they made it easier for you. It feels. I think the Marinda's, the Maritha Breath feels good. I guess the question is like, what could they do to the hero towns to make it feel more playable? We won't know till Sims. Like that's everyone's gonna say which one you're gonna play. That's all based on Sims. I'm not max level, so I don't get the full combination of talents, which is interesting. But I guess it's from you guys about you watching at home and give me comments of what you want to see or how it plays. When we get more dungeons later on, we actually get to see the healing numbers. But yeah, I think it's in a pretty. I don't think Marissa's Blows is definitely pretty cool. So yeah, this has been a pretty chill guide into the Pres Evoker. Let me know what you want to see in my next video. I think I'm working on Shadow Priest. I hear they have no one making content for them. So I'm going to make a Shadow Priest video so people can see it. And yeah, thanks for watching.